Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Fallout New Vegas. So we're low on bullets, so I'm using a shish kebab katana to attack enemies. We're in an area that really doesn't have any enemies, and we're totally over encumbered in this area. This is one of these more hidden object style places where it's just about wandering around looking for items, which is nice falling action, but it doesn't really space out the falling action in any way because it's such an open world game. Pre-war books. Here we have a medicine book skill. This is going to become, I think, very annoying when I realize that doing this DLC would have just created a much better experience. There's the basement key. We just picked the door on the basement key. And it doesn't seem like there's anything else besides the basement key in here. Basement key leads to the basement, where there's a crafting bench, which only leads you so far. I need, if you're going to make a modern version of this game, the best way to do this, by far, would be to have a crafting ability for every single item in the game. Just, once you get an item, you maybe need to use your intelligence skill to investigate that item and break it down and dismantle it, but you should then just be able to make shish kebabs as an item, for example. I'm also looking for remnants of boars, remnants of Gabe. There's Gabe's bowl. Trace of Gabe. So we can now take Gabe's bowl to Dr. Boris. Not sure why you really wanted that, but whatever. Gabe is a dog that they experimented on. It's weirdly green grass. And I guess this shows you what the Mojave Desert could have looked like if it wasn't set in the Mojave Desert. And yeah, you could have definitely had a situation where some of the parts of the Mojave Desert did just look like that hundreds of years later. Here we have another pointless skeleton. If anything, maybe Bethesda should take the bold move of removing half of the gameplay mechanics from the Elder Scrolls series from Fallout and vice versa, and then really focus it in more. Like, in particular, the Elder Scrolls series could be very focused on, say, that didn't do anything. It could be very focused on magic in the Elder Scrolls series, and then there just wouldn't really be an equivalent to magic, like shooting fireballs. And then the science and crafting elements could be more around the technology and thought pattern of the Fallout universe. Interesting. We're hearing a little bit of static. Since I'm already over encumbered, it doesn't really matter to grab more. Unless I get my weight over 1,000. This one almost looked like it didn't have an upstairs, which would have been weird. just a whole bunch of radio parts in this house. Which maybe means something. I wonder if these houses were the houses for the doctors originally, before they just became brains in floating machines. There is, interestingly, I have yet to see a single working radio, and we're seeing a lot of these handheld radios that don't seem to play any role. I could see something that you could do with handheld radios. Have different settlements communicate with each other, increasing their strength, increasing their trading ability, the number of caps that the shopkeepers might have. So we found another sonic emitter mod and the backup to the jukebox, so we can actually use these sonic emitter mods. I would also say, if you were going to take the bold move of removing elements, it would make a lot of sense to get rid of lockpicking in the Elder Scrolls series. It just doesn't make a lot of sense that there would be a high emphasis on things being locked. But then that also would put lockpicking and hacking both into Elder Scrolls. Take both of those out of Elder Scrolls. There is no hacking. At a certain level, though, I probably would agree with a lot of players who would make the personal decision to just skip hacking altogether and have a lockpicking / hacking mod that would auto hack and auto lockpick. Yeah. You can't really blame anybody for wanting to save time on those secondary game mechanics when they are really unimportant. Do I have a flashlight on? No, I don't. Did find a lot of burnt up books. One is assuming that the park I took that's turning these burnt books into blank magazines does not 100% conflict with the blank book quest and items. Let's just take a vacuum cleaner while we're at it. Just take everything. And if you had a mod where you could not become over encumbered ever, you would just grab everything. You would just have an inventory full of a lot of pointless items that you could sell for pathetically small amounts of caps, very often just one cap. And that still wouldn't break the economy with this DLC, because the economy with this DLC is interesting. Thought that might be a door, but it seems like it's more like a catwalk with all these mirrors and teddy bears. You don't see any ramps elsewhere in the game. That is kind of unique. Yeah, things are so expensive here. So we have all these teddy bears, and we know that one of the brains in the jars is obsessed with teddy bears. We know this is almost certainly her house before she was a brain in the jar. Would the game take the next logical step and then reward me for giving her teddy bears? Because if that was the case, if I got even just like 1 XP for collecting and delivering teddy bears to her, I could probably deliver quite a few. It is weird you're activating radios and the radios aren't actually doing anything. So how should we do this? I'm gonna make a safety save here because I see several things that might cause this to crash. On top of just saving and then immediately saving again when I move through here. The stack of notifications in the top left felt like that could be a cause of a crash. The sound effect of getting all of those items felt like that could be the source of a crash. There's a bunch of caps in the fountain, but you can't jump in the fountain to get it. Otherwise it doesn't look like there's anything too valuable, although I can't really tell what that is. This might be a great point to have a break in the fountain. That's probably a stim pack. And I'm pretty sure we've been all around now. We just came out of this house, 104. And so we're seeing 6 houses, and I think there's 5 floating brains. So one of these houses would be Modius's house, which would imply Modius was a actual scientist and not just some made-up character from the insanity of the floating brains. Before we do anything else, we need to double check that we've done the quest. Mark off all of these. Okay, we're looking at the world map. With this quest, it does look like we've done everything. And then we were going to return this bowl to Dr. Boris. So unlike the Fallout 3 section where you had a circular village designed very similar to this, there's no story going on here. There's no antagonists at all. There's no enemies to fight. There's no storyline, there's no quest, other than very basic quests to get from point A to point B, and then pick up an item. No. If I wasn't over encumbered, or if I had the long haul perk, would I be able to even fast travel out of this location? That would be the question. And you can't have a companion here, like in the main game, where you potentially can have two companions that would hold items for you. I have 787 items right now. Undoubtedly, I think if I would only have to do a little bit of sorting to fill up each of those inventories and then be able to still fast travel. The other thing, certainly, that could happen in these games is that you could just have more chutes, mailboxes, whatever you want to call them, pneumatic tubes. Yeah, I'd go with pneumatic tubes. It's always a funny way to do things. But yeah, if there was a pneumatic tube in many locations, or at least at the both sides of the loading doors, and you could just drop items down that, and maybe you would even limit certain items to being too big to fit in a pneumatic tube, for the crafting items alone. Alright, so I want to make sure I didn't leave anything in the inventory of any of this. Okay. So do we have a permanent inventory?
Attention, Big Mountain! There's a 95% chance of clear skies interrupted with artillery fire.
Okay. Metal box, take everything. Metal box, take everything. Metal box, take everything. Let's go ahead and something's probably going to attack me while I'm doing this, but let's go through this. We have a lot of knives. Proton axe. Rolling pins. Rolling pins are worth 10. What is a knife at full value? It's worth more than 10. So let's take that and that. Ripper is almost certainly worth more than anything else. Tire iron is worth 8 at this point, so using that gets it to 40. Usually I think the weight of something increases its value too. I think that's pretty much all we can do. Yeah, we have a whole bunch of sexy sleepwear, which is not going to be worth much. Rawhide cowboy helmet, hat. Let's see what that might look like. It's really only worth 7. Though with my jumpsuits, worth more than the sexy sleepwear. Remember, we still need yeah, we still need money, so there is a real argument to increase the value as much as possible. Jumpsuit, leather armor. This isn't really doing much. Yeah, it's really not doing a lot for my inventory. Okay. So let's get rid of things that we know are of low value, that I just don't think there's anything you can do with them at all. Let's see if I can split up the inventory. Yeah. And I may just take like 1 of some of this. And don't think we need any irons. Not sure large whiskey bottles do anything. Don't need leather belts. Teddy bears have weight. We'll get rid of that, get rid of that. So that gets me to 602. Then, what I think I will do is come down here and just drop everything else. Blank magazines alone gets us to much more of a realistic weight. Is this going to be enough? Though. That's gonna be the real question, because I still have like 144 that needs to be lost. to work. We're getting close. If I could lose just about 80 more pounds. Okay. So then this is going to make a fine second grouping. So all I need to do next is just lose 18 more pounds. What do we want to drop to lose 18 more pounds? Probably what would make sense is to drop outfits. Weigh 1 pound. So I'm going to take exactly 1 pound. There. Now, the question asked, is it worth it to do that and be able to fast travel? That would definitely be the question. We've got a lot that we can do here. Crafting wise, optimize microfusion cells. That's all I can do right now. And cooking wise, there's actually quite a few things we can do here. And item wise, several things here, like Dr. Klein's gloves, that'll be a one-time thing. Scientist glove, sterilizer glove. And brush glove. I'm gonna go ahead and take out these too. So this is my collection here of items that I'm probably going to take as I'm over encumbered to the main game section. Scientist glove, scientist glove. Shish kebab, a bit full. Okay. Next, we're gonna throw in these, which I'm pretty sure I already have one of each of those. And let's see what else possibly we need to hold on to. I don't think I have anything too special. I probably don't have too many things in the miscellaneous section here that weigh anything. Don't have any pre-war books. Ah, it's a lot of menu hero, and this is only really the beginning of it. I know that there's more. You know what, we'll just leave it at that though. Go ahead and take that to see if maybe we can craft anything more. Just go ahead and take that. See if we can craft any more there. And we have several things here that probably would help me craft better things. Maybe not several.
Might I be of service?
So now we've got to sell some things. Yeah, we sell this gun, sell this police baton, sell the pulse grenades, sell the ripper, sell the rolling pin, and sell the turn iron. The combat armor and combat helmet probably are better off just being sold. I'm gonna keep him. And we can sell this one, I guess. And then we'll sell all of those. And I think gecko steak can be sold. May not have too much more I can sell. The list of things I've sold is getting longer and longer.
Might I be of service, sir? Very good, sir.
Let's see, what would I want to repair? Like repairing this, it's fine. Repairing that, I guess, is fine. Repairing that, I guess, is fine. A lot of these do seem like they are minimal in their damage.
Might sir care for an aperitif to balm the weariness of sir's manifold journey?
Okay. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Now are we gonna keep the 3-weight shish kebab? I think we are. Yeah, I can't cook anything, can I? It really is just like crazy. You're just missing something always. And
Well, hell.
see if we can process any plants we have. 2 banana yucca fruit, bale cactus fruit, prickly pear fruit, xander roots. It gives me 10 salient greens if that balanced into anything else. If I could make pinion nuts, which I can't do. Can't make jet. Honey mesquite pods would make party time mints. If I had glass pitchers, I could purify water. So I should be picking up glass pitchers, really. If I had purified water and agave fruit, we could make something there. I think I probably do have purified water. So let's see if maybe we can do that. But agave fruit in general seems to be a default one. But yeah, most of these ingredients still are crazy expensive, and you're just never going to be able to craft. Okay, Nevada agave fruit 6. Let's go over here.
Might I be of service, sir?
See if
Very
we can
good,
find
sir.
any purified water we sold, which is very likely something we did sell. Do we have any cram? Nope. So now we have large wasteland tequila. I can make cactus water if I had prickly pear fruit. Can we make prickly pear fruit? Yes. And that would be the end of our salient green as far as cooking things. Which I question if beer can cook anything. Let's see if we can only keep items that maybe has some value. And you can't really do anything with the irradiated stuff. I don't think you can really do anything with the junk food. Probably can't do anything with the Night Stalker tail. Can do something with the purified. Can probably do something with this and this. Maybe you can do something with vodka. I'm pretty sure you can. Maybe you can do something with whiskey. Maybe you can do something with wine. And I'm
Might I be of service,
just
sir?
gonna be a little
Very good.
uncautious here and sell all those other things. I bought that back just to sell it again. How much of this can we sell? How quickly? Sorry, I'm going fairly quiet here. And this isn't even just like the beginning of it, because we also know that there's more stuff. Okay, I am still over encumbered. So what is that over encumbering coming from? It's gotta come from more items here. Blank magazines alone is one that we need to put in a different spot. Yeah. That'll solve the big issue. Just yeah. What I need also is to lower the overall weight I'm carrying to even lower than I normally would carry. So I'm at like 176 now with that. So, can we lose a few more pounds? Well, the thing to lose would be the remnant's power armor. Just run out there without the remnant's power armor. Something is very heavy. It's the sunset sarsaparillas. Okay. So before we do that, though, let's go here.
You require some additional services?
Let's see. Install implants. We don't still have 20,000 caps. Yeah, and I don't know how I'm gonna get 20,000 caps.
You require some additional services? Well, I'll be right here if you change your mind.
And if it's 20,000 caps even, that tells me that the barter skill is not really playing anything. I have 6,000 caps here. If there's 13,000 caps here, I need maybe slightly below 1,000 caps that I'd have to get. And I'd have to be able to sell and get all the caps from there. Let's see, as far as the reloading station goes, I imagine I don't have anything in me that would affect that.
Says accoutrement
So
offers
do we
mostly
have
welfare.
this? No.
Lift them, and should the tester say otherwise, I remind sir that it is a waste room.
We still don't have the toaster. We can't activate the jukebox.
Yeah, dig that sweet music. Damn, it's good to be back online.
So if he's voiced, will he be voiced in every response? What's your purpose here?
Dig, I'm an acoustical wizard kid.
It's interesting because you don't get this in the rest of the game. Not as much. Well, maybe you do. I can't even remember now.
And I can whip up a wave that makes Jericho look like a kazoo. Got yourself a sonic emitter, don't you? Thought so. Bring that old thing on in here and bring me some sound samples and I'll make that baby sing. Or scream, if that's what you want.
So let's go with you seem pretty laid back for an engine of destruction.
Why not? Ain't like I got nothing to prove. Not like that toaster. Now that boy got some issues. Lay it on me, mama.
Okay.
Used to. Long time ago.
So he can't actually play music.
Ripped out my music drives and stuck in more acoustical processors. Guess you could say I got the blues, even if I can't play them no more.
So let's see what recalibrating the sonic emitter
Right on, baby.
does.
Let's spin some grooves.
So revelation. Select desired recalibration setting for the sonic emitter. Revelation. Okay, revelation has been removed and added. Okay. So it doesn't have any mods on it. It was just sonic emitter revelation to begin with.
What's the haps? Right on, baby. Just plug it in and I'll mix you up a sweet, sweet sound.
So Opera Singer is now available. Gabriel's Bark is available. Tarantula is available. Let's see what they
Right
do.
on, baby. Let's spin some grooves.
So give me one of your sonic emitters to recalibrate, which means I should be collecting multiple sonic emitters. I think I probably have already found one and maybe lost it by doing something different. So revelation removed, Opera Singer added. Bonus damage versus robots, power armor, critical kill, dismemberment, HP minus 20. Damage is 57, DPS is 61. That doesn't seem too different.
What's the hap?
Let's look at Gabriel's Bark. 61 damage per second. Let's see. Critical strike knockback with Gabriel's Bark. Well, this is definitely not what I was expecting.
What's the haps?
I was expecting that you would upgrade your sonic emitter to do more damage, not just have a different mod effect. Okay, so we'll go with Incendiary, which critical strike now starts them on fire. That's probably about the best as we can do. Okay, the next thing is we want to find the book chute. This one's still missing.
To be able to pick up radio.
Hi
Did
again,
we find
sweetie.
the light switch?
Oh,
We still haven't found the programming for this light switch.
New Vegas. Those cats can really
These
play.
guys are still getting more and more annoying. Didn't find the backup for that. Okay, so we're gonna just look and see if we see anything labeled as a book chute. What would a book chute look like? I'm pretty sure it would be in this location. This isn't interactable.
You ever seen a biological research station this full of seed? No. No, you haven't.
Talk to the sink.
Oh, God, look at you. You're filthy. I suppose you'll want to clean up then? Oh, it's just so unsanitary.
I wasn't
Do
expecting
you
the
know
sink
how
to
many
be.
germs are in 1 cubic centimeter of
computer.
dirt? 70, 100, gajillion. Would you want that getting washed down your gullet day in and day out? I didn't think so.
Fill these empty bottles.
Oh, I'd love to, darling, but the circuits that allow me to dispense water into non-organic containers burned out years ago. You'd have to find a replacement for that module.
Interesting. So I could fill empty bottles now with maybe dirty water, which then would increase the value of empty bottles, I think.
You can have as much as you like. Just, please don't put your lips on the faucet. It's so unsanitary. You've been working with that biological research station, haven't you?
Okay. Interesting. So this does tell me I need to look harder, because any part of the place could be interactable. I don't think going to the observation area is necessary, though. Oh, here's the book chute. Well, that was easy to overlook.
Ah, good day, citizen. Library Processing Unit 232.7 is online and ready to eradicate sedition. Of course, citizen. That's my duty and sole joy in life. All those books from before the war, full of seditious, treasonous, complicated thoughts. Just dump them in and lickety-split. I'll have them pulped, scrubbed clean, and pressed out again clean and white and sedition-free. What good is eradicating sedition if the malcontents have ready access to the means to make more, citizen? I can also process pencils and clipboards. Wait a moment.
Interesting.
Pencil processors offline? Pencil processors offline? Apologies, citizen. It seems traitors have absconded with that module. If you can find a backup copy of the module, I will happily eradicate
doesn't
your
look
ability
like
to
a-
create seditious
A
literature.
book chute to me.
Blank books are better for the mind, citizen. Real science by real men in lab coats has proved that introducing outside thoughts confuses the brain. Blank books encourage the reader not to question, but to blindly and zealously accept what's put in front of him. Also, I suppose you could use them to keep a journal.
Let's go with every line of dialogue here.
Citizen, that sounds dangerously seditious. If my re-indoctrination module was installed, I'd take care of that for you. Sadly, that system was cut for budget concerns, so you'll have to perform your own indoctrination. Now, to begin with, you'll need a cage that can fit over your head and a sack of mole rats. Now you're thinking like a citizen, citizen. Stay loyal, citizen.
So, let's go ahead in the miscellaneous and we'll take 10 of these pre-war books, 13 of these pre-war books, 1 of those, and 8 of those. And we will talk to
Greetings,
this guy.
citizen. Ready to receive. Fantastic, citizen.
And so it may very well
input
just
your
be
quantity of seditious material on my
1-to-1
interface,
ratio.
and in no time at all, I'll have
Seems to
you
be a 1-to-1
beautiful,
ratio.
clean book. Won't that keep you happy and docile, citizen?
So that gives me 32 blank books, which is just a massive amount of blank books. Okay. And what I think we need is Wonder Glue, which we should have in here. Do we not have any with us? No. I don't think we do. So I guess the question to ask is, are blank books weightless? Imagine not. No, they weigh 1 and they are worth 1. Then if I need more blank books, I would just convert blank magazines into blank books. I've got plenty of those. And I assume converting a blank book into an educational magazine is not as valuable as converting it into a educational book. So unless I've got something else weighing me down, should be in pretty good shape now. So I am now at 47 weight, which lets me just fast travel back to Hague's village to then take this and become over encumbered. So how over encumbered are we? We are over encumbered by 200 pounds. So let's think about what is it that's super heavy here. I would think maybe it's a whole bunch of blank magazines. Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. Then I guess I also want to look here. Well, weirdly, clipboards now can be converted, so you have a real reason to carry those items too. Most of those other items still not worth it. Okay.
Look out!
So We want to check our stats first. Make sure we know what we want to increase. We want to increase barter by having 4 barter bucks. This does make me wonder now, did I need to take the skill that would have given me more skill points? Or could I have just done this DLC and gotten 2 skill points for everything? But yeah, right now we need 4 barter bucks.
No.
So,
False
I
alarm.
stick to
It was
blank
just
books here. Yep.
blank.
Skill book barter. Ooh, you need a lot, don't you? Okay. So this was going to balance out. And yeah, this is going to be quite the
Greetings,
experience.
citizen. Fan. What?
Need 3 more barter books. Oh no, does this mean we can only do this once? Oh yeah, you can only do this once. Okay, well that tells me something, at least. The game is more balanced than I thought it might have been. I thought this very well may have just broken everything down. So, yeah. So the barter skill itself just makes it, or the limitations here in crafting, not the barter skill, does make it limited. We would need more wonder glue and more blank books to do speech, but honestly I don't think that there's too much else to be done. Okay. Before we do anything else, we should probably read the skill book. This science 1 we can sell for 50. Yeah. This medicine 1 we can sell for 50. Alright, I'm gonna have to pause the video. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Minor emergency. Nothing really big. So where's our weight then? Yeah. What do we have that is so incredibly heavy? This isn't worth keeping, this isn't worth selling. Yeah, I think it probably would just make more sense to drop everything at the moment. So yeah, the internal medicine one, Groknar the Barbarian, I think is one we want to keep. So inherently, this does tell me that in the overworld, and everything is said and done, I will be making a lot of Lad's Life magazines. Yeah. That is just how it's going to go. To increase the value to sell things. To get more cabs. Let's go ahead and drop the blank books for now. And there's just a bunch of other crafting stuff. What is, though? What is the super heavy thing? Because there's clearly something here that's like really, really heavy. What could it be? What could it be? Pressure cookers. Scrap electronics, scrap metal. That's it. And we are down to 48 now. So
If Sir would press Sir's spinal area against my primary instrument.
It's funny that the sync AI in the center there wants you to just lean back on him so he can give you a massage. Okay, so blank magazines. Take that, you're over encumbered. Let's go ahead and then just split blank magazines down. Honestly, I'm not sure that, so 35 blank magazines being left there. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's really worth it to come back and grab that. 2. Convert these to books. We would do all of that. Then
Greetings,
we do
citizen.
This. That'll give me 172 pre-war books. And then we would need wonder glue, and we don't have any wonder glue. So then we'll just drop that, and then we're at 48. And that is pretty much all we can do. So we can read the books. This will give us +4 barter. We can read the other one, Groknar Barbarian. That'll give us +4 melee. that's it. Take the remnant's power armor and equip it. We can try this sonic gun. Let's see. We have a decent amount of max charge bullets here. And we have a decent amount of overcharge bullets. Okay. I don't think that there's anything else we can really do at the moment, or want to
Might I be
do,
of service, sir?
at least.
Very good, sir.
As far as just like, we could repair that.
Might I be of service, sir? Very good, sir.
And there's like 9,000 things here. This is 3 pounds. If I was to sell the shish kebab, that'd give me 2,000 caps. But combine the 5,000 and the 9,000 there is only 14,000, which puts me at 6,000 short as far as caps to buy the modification here. And if we found the book chute, I think we probably found everything. And so then it's just going to be a question of, can I let this go and not pick up the items in this inventory? How valuable is 35 pounds of blank magazines? Yeah, we'll take it. The rest of this, we would need pictures, I think, is what we need. Not drinking glasses. Yeah, I think that is all just garbage. So, in this general direction, we have Ulysses Point, and so it will just be a question now, as we test out this gun, can we walk this way to reach the location, or should we go this way? It is a fairly small map. Yep. 1 scrap metal and a cave. Alright, so let's see what's in this cave. I have no idea who Ulysses is, but he may very well be a very important character that we have just not really engaged with. He may be courier number 6. The mystery around the courier who would have been the one to get shot in the head at the beginning of the game if he hadn't passed the job over is something certainly that they are teasing. And probably something that they can't actually deliver on. Bunch of first aid, bunch of food, bunch of craftable items, patient log, why? Let's see if we can figure out what these quests. So, patient log, why 17.5?
Don't want to argue philosophy with you. Brotherhood are preservationists. Tech in the wrong hands, it's dangerous. Mojave's proof.
No denying that. Proof's here in this crater, all around us. Your tribe, the Brotherhood. Haven't met many of you. Wanted to. Thought you might be
Whoops.
Not like your Elijah did. Got questions? Want to hear history? Give its answer.
I hit the wrong button there and broke the lock. Oh well. So this Ulysses person ran into the Brotherhood of Steel lady looking for Elijah. Let's listen to
Didn't
this.
think you'd make it back.
Almost didn't. Got my answers. You're Elijah. He met the gods in this place. Did a good job of making them question the way of things.
Do you know where he went?
He's gone to the Sierra Madre. That's a special kind of hell. He won't come back. Someone smarter and tougher is going to kill him. If the Madre doesn't.
I have to go after him.
Not going to talk you out of it. Know what it means to track someone you share history with. Got a meeting of my own.
That courier?
Get her to come to me. Got a message for her. Like the message she had for me. Make them walk the road west, straight and true. Sink their feet in old world ash. Let storms tear at them. See the divide. See what happened.
The divide? There's nothing there.
Nothing there. Like the big empty. The Sierra Madre. No. The old world sleeps there. Sure as the flag I carry. The courier knows the way. And at the divide, her and I, there, we'll have an ending to things.
So we apparently have some history. This is interesting also. This is the only place where the ham radio can actually be activated. And I still question if there isn't some long achievement goal to turn on all the ham radios throughout the entire world, and maybe that DLC in particular points you and gives you a quest to turn on all the radios. It definitely feels like you need a crafting bench here, though. They gave you a campfire so you could cook. They gave you a reloading station, but it would make so much sense that there would just always be one of each, or it would all be combined. So yeah, we're getting intrigue, but we're not getting any answers, and we're not likely going to get any answers. The next location would be way over here, and I question whether you really can come over
Time to
these
reward
mountains.
myself with a little breath-freshening mentat.
Well, that worked. That one just shot that guy into a whole bunch of pieces. Now, what I don't get about this as far as the trauma override suit is how are they moving their hands when the suit stops at the wrist? If anything, it's just a excuse to have a spacesuit be retextured. Guess I'm over encumbered now. Yeah, I kind of don't know if we are in a situation where I'm killing all of the enemies in the overworld and they don't respawn. On one end it feels like they would respawn, on the other I'm not 100% sure. It may be that there's just a limited number of enemies in the overworld, and then there may be some encounters where more enemies respawn. This is the whole Ulysses mark, I guess. So we may get some more mystery there. Okay. So unless... I know we've done a lot of this already. Laser rifles 22, plasma pistol. Unless we could repair a bunch of stuff. Hunting rifle here is 1833. I think till we'll do one of those, and see that the hunting rifle in total is 3497, whereas that is not as much. Yeah, I'll do that. Patient gown, patient gown. Alright. So we know these are fairly valuable items. This uses the... I'm not gonna drop the shish kebab just in case. I probably should sell it. And I'm keeping the shovel, which was weighing me down. This uses E cells. This uses MF cells. This uses 10mm. And probably should sell that. And then get rid of those. And then the next thought is, did we pick up a bunch of garbage? I think just an effort to save time, I will drop just a little bit of everything, or drop everything to this inventory, and we'll come back and get them later. What is highly unlikely to occur is that we would enter into an area and then it would tell us we need crafting ingredients. It's just never really mandatory. That's one of the factors here, is that if crafting was the only way to accomplish item quests, that would feel very different. But if you can skip it, I'm gonna skip it. Okay, I think that puts us in a decent place. Let's go and get rid of the shish kebab too. So with the remnant power armor and the 2 guns, we're just risking a little bit. And we just need to remember to come back and fast travel between those 2 item locations. Now what quest were we doing here? All my friends have off switches. Find the missing modules for the light switch in the jukebox. World map isn't pointing to anything. Local map says it's here. This is the last things. And then X2 strange transmission is climb to the satellite dish and retrieve the X2 antenna. So we are just doing the main story quest also. Now weirdly, while we have visited, I guess, most of the side locations, there are still plenty of other locations worth investigating, so I don't want to move the entire game to its final spot. I feel like this area in particular is probably more difficult to reach. But yeah, it would really suck if we did only half of the locations. This area feels completely similar to an area it's way up there. There was a tower, antenna tower, in Fallout 3 that was very similar to this. Almost the exact same layout. I guess more accurately to say the walls and the placement of the stairs were probably exactly the same, and the locations of items are probably different. This looks like that would be a nice way to sneak into a new area. And this was where, in Fallout 3, this tower was kind of almost like a base for the raiders that you would run into, but not really, because clearing out this area wasn't really a main quest or even a secondary quest. It at best was a third quest to clear out the area and kill everybody in the tower. It is more of an experiment in verticality than I think works in Fallout games. Just a lot of opportunity for people to be above you shooting down on you. Now this could be annoying in that I might very well be able to craft something, but I may have left all the crafting ingredients outside. blank magazines, I think, are weightless. At least that's my hope. One of the things I guess to also consider. Nope, I lost my train of thought there. Just don't see how I'm gonna get enough bottle caps in this game. Even in Fallout 3 though, I also think they used these same kind of towers multiple times. A couple times you could enter them, one time I think you couldn't. And the exterior or interior layout was basically the same. But I can't really complain about any variety that we see at all, because we definitely aren't seeing any variety in the main game. All the interior places are way too similar in the main game. It would be nice if there was perhaps more interconnectedness. In between buildings. You could potentially like fast travel from one building to another without seeing the exterior parts. That'd be interesting design, certainly, is if the difficult places to reach are not outside the buildings, I mean not inside the buildings but outside sometimes, and that it would lead to just like a valley type location that could only be accessed via other doors. Okay, so there's two paths here. One is the top of the satellite dish, which looks very similar. We could shoot these. Should probably switch our quest to see what the other quest is. Climb up to the satellite dish and retrieve the X2 antenna. Now we've added the quest Old World Blues. So are these Robo Scorpions showing up anywhere? Would there be any reason to shoot any of this? Let's just shoot one and see if it even would dissipate it. Nope. So there are no options here. It still is like 4 shots. Kill these guys. And it definitely seems like there's just more of them around. So if I open this door.
Dr. Mobius, 0. You won't escape me.
Yeah, I don't think that's really hitting them. World map wise, this seems like this works our way to the cuckoo's nest. Weapons wise, let's just see if we can do anything. This really isn't a section of the game where I would suspect you were supposed to be able to sniper things. Right. That grenade, not very helpful. Zero chance of hitting them. Why? I mean, I obviously don't have a zero chance of hitting them if I just throw it. X2 antenna is seemingly a physical weapon. Switch weapon, switch bullets here. Let's see if we have optimized vigilant recycler, microfusion cells, gun condition times 1.10, overcharge is 1.5. But yeah, pretty obviously, this is not a section where you would find sniper rifles or be encouraged to use sniper rifles. These kind of sections would be nicer overall if there was some of that. Yeah, that definitely feels like the lobotomites there were programmed to be triggered just for entering this certain area. Max charge 1.5. Overcharge 1.5. This is damage 1.5, gun condition times 2.5. Do you think max charge is better? But we're probably fine with just overcharge. So the main quest now is return to the think tanks, or go and find some more things for the house, which I think we're just gonna stay on this path and find things for the house, not move the main story. forward. The brains in the jars told me to rush.
See how I abstract my rage, think tank? I hold you in such disdain, I generalize my hatred for you!
They're running out of things to say. I wonder if there's supposed to be some kind of bird-like creature, robot, I would assume, in this area. Well, do have some graves. Let's see. Nothing really important in the grave. Definitely not worth carrying around a shovel just for that. Just a bunch of nothing, and nothing special about those 3 graves as far as that implying somebody unique is in them. And I would assume this is just Ulysses. Somebody's shooting at me from some place, and we can see some cannons. Over here. So there's a lobotomite, I think, stuck in the ground. And see, this might be a point where fire damage might play a dangerous role if it would say burn. So I think he dropped his gun over here, and I'm thinking what might be occurring here is that the characters can pick up guns. There's little bits of hints of some procedurally programmed intelligence in these characters, but it's not anything special, even for the time I would have come out. They're not doing anything. Just getting a character to flee when a grenade is thrown is something that took game programmers a really long time to figure out how to program well. And that's all down to just the fact that pathfinding is such a bigger challenge than it would seem. Here we have somebody named Test Subject 1. Got another named character. And it looks like they might be cannibals for all the dead people around. I wouldn't blame a player for feeling a little bit bad about killing all these lobotomites. They more than likely don't know what they're doing, and I would assume are just being controlled by Mobius. Although that is weird. It seems that they are programmed or brainwashed to be aggressive and violent, and then they have a pacification field in the think tank to counter that aggression and violence. Yep, these are the kind of gory things you would have seen in meat sacks at super mutant camps in Fallout 3. And yeah, definitely just feels out of place. We'll come back that direction. The rest of the game doesn't inherently have to be gory at all. If you take the Bloody Mess perk, it is gory. There's a lot of skeletons here. Probably too many. Well, this is a different encounter. We didn't really see a lot of... Can't cook a single thing. Didn't really see a lot of the caves having anything in them. So yeah, this does feel different and definitely feels cannibal-y. Of course, we can follow the arrow if we get a little off track. Only thing I need to be somewhat careful about is just keeping my health high and being somewhat careful about picking up everything, not missing something of some importance. Here's these little dolls that feel like they're from nowhere. Nothing in that duffel bag at all. We're back to not really seeing any rad roaches or rats. Like, that never seemed to play as big of a role as it should, in my opinion. Maybe that's because I'm playing it on very easy. But if this is the experience of this DLC on very easy, I don't want to see what the game would be on higher difficulties. What this DLC would be, because yeah, this is challenging enough with the limited resources and the constant need to refill your health. It is making this DLC much closer to a run and gun adventure action game. Well, action game more than an adventure game. So they were worshipping the toaster. These black candles are interesting because you don't see black candles anywhere else. being on a little green mat is a little weird, I'd say too. So human sacrifices to the toaster from these cannibalistic guys. Alright, that is a visual story. Is it as good as a real story? No. But it is about as good as you're gonna get from the Bethesda style games.
Force fields can only be disrupted by a specific frequency. If anyone has found the frequency, as seen around X8, let the dome know at once.
So I guess we haven't let the dome know. Okay. BB gun's gonna be a very little value, so obviously a brush gun should turn in that. Brush gun, just convert that to that. Hunting revolver, a little bit less. Police baton is at 29 versus, but I can't do anything else with it, so we'll do that. Proton axe. Yeah, you just, I guess, take the lowest proton axe you can do. And then, what else can we repair? Just take that. Repair that. Okay. Protonic inversion axe. It's more expensive than a throwing axe is. We're at 300 and some change. Let's see. Overmite jumpsuits are worth about 100. Patient gowns are worth more. Remnant power armor could use some more repairs. So that got me down to 280. So if I open this locker here, can we get rid of garbage things? You need to lose 50 pounds of garbage items. And I think we can do that. Get rid of that. Get rid of not empty soda bottles, but empty Nuka-Cola bottles. Get rid of hammers. I think we can pull this off. Scrap electronics. That's it. £1 over. There we go. So quest-wise, that would bring me over there to that location. Nothing is really pushing me over to these locations yet. It does seem like it is just going to have me jump around quite a bit. Okay, back to the sink. This vending machine still never refill. As far as crafting things, there's let's see. Some of these quests should be, some of these recipes should be replaced with other recipes because they are just by default better. And I don't think we want to convert anything to blank books. Just quickly dump everything out. Actually, I don't think there's even a need to do that on screen.
Greetings, citizen.
Looking exceptionally sharp today, if sir will permit the compliment.
So if we've got the toasters AI now.
I am online once again. Tremble, world, before my
These characters are
coil of
kind of
doom.
silly. I wish they were just more spread around. That you maybe talk to them and get their personality conversations going as you pick up the backups, and then you have like maybe even conversation and dialogue checks to get them to download their backup to a disk, and then when you download them to a disk you shut down their talking abilities and just install them into your house as a regular item of use.
A toaster is just a death ray with a smaller power supply. As soon as I figure out how to tap into the main reactors, I will burn the world. Have you ever tried to indulge in all-consuming urge to kill when you don't have opposable thumbs? Or hands? Or anything other than a bread slot? You'd have a lot of pent-up anger too.
These are very old-fashioned toasters, by the way. The toaster heating element is in the middle, and the front and usually the back face plates flap downward, and so you would toast one side and then have to flip it over to toast the other side.
Buddy, if my heating element were just a little bigger, you'd be on fire right now! On fire!
I'm a particular fan of toasters that are longer, double length, one slot.
Well,
if
since
you're
I can't kill you, I
thinking
guess I
about
have to
getting a
listen to your
toaster,
inane questions.
because that opens up the door to doing more than just sliced bread and longer brioche type slices of fancier breads. And weirdly, I still think toasters are a nice unitasker to have in a kitchen. You can get countertop ovens, air fryers that will toast, but none of them do it particularly well. On the other hand, I would also argue that maybe you shouldn't eat toast that often, and if you are going to toast bread, doing it in a pan with some butter also works, and then you don't have a device taking up counter space.
You should be afraid! I am the scourge of all small appliances, and the boogeyman that keeps lesser toasters awake at night.
I wouldn't I wouldn't particularly try to get anything too fancy in a toaster. There are some toasters now that you can add water to it and it will add moisture in the whole cooking process, so it's maybe more evenly toasted, but those are very expensive, and the smart toasters aren't particularly good either. Toasters inherently are not really designed to even make things like grilled cheese or a toasted sandwich, where you could put all of the ingredients together and then toast the bread and warm the whole meal together.
Not just murder! I tear them apart and render them down to their base components! Once their guts are spilled, you can do with them what you like!
So he breaks down just toasters.
You want some weapon schematics? I can show you some fucking weapon schematics! You want a superheated Saturnite power fist? I can hook that shit up!
Let's see.
Oh, baby. That is a thing of fucking beauty.
Here we have another way too much cussing.
There you go. Have fun with that. Burn the fucking world for me. Like I said, bring me a Saturnite power fist and I'll hook that shit up for you. You find one. Well, well. What have we got here? Another innocent little toaster. Come here. I won't hurt you. Ha! Gotcha! Oh yes, the sweet smell of spilled electric guts.
So what is it going to give me
diodes.
by breaking down
I
toasters?
fucking live for this!
Process toasters and appliances. So removed a toaster and gave me 3 microfusion cells, 5 energy cells, scrapped electronics. Okay. Well, that definitely gives me an excuse to go back and pick up all those toasters. Then let's just
Might I be of service?
see if we can sell some things.
Very good.
Spending a lot of caps there.
Might I be of service?
And I am losing caps in this trade. Let's see if we can craft anything here. No. Has anything grown? No. Can we process seeds? No. So let's come over here and throw this in here. Throw this in here, throw this in here. And I guess we're gonna throw the X2 antenna in there. Also. Take this cattleman cowboy hat. Take this. We'll deal with the desperado cowboy hats later. I don't know if I really need to hold on to this or not. I probably should, though. either hold on to this or hold on to that one, and this one is just way too heavy. See if we have anything else worth potentially selling. This recon armor is not the armor. It's not the stealth suit Mark II, which is totally broken. In fact, a lot of the items we have here are very broken. So what I need to decide here is there crafting items like this guy said he would break down
Greetings, citizen.
clipboards, but he doesn't seem like he really does break down clipboards. So maybe he just doesn't have the programming for that yet. It's crazy. This DLC is effectively fixing every little problem with crafting by giving you something you can do with the extra junk items, or items that would be called junk items now all of a sudden aren't junk items. Okay. I don't think I have too much of anything else. Cram, dirty water. Instamash. Nuka-Cola. I think we're good enough.
Might I be of service, sir? Very.
Okay, so you sell this one, and that gets you most of your caps. Sell that, and that, and that, and that. What we want to see is that the numbers go gray. And then we'll start buying back weightless items. There, we've hit the limit. We'll go a little bit over it. Don't think I put any of the crafting ingredients left here. Okay, so we're just slightly over. So you wouldn't want to buy something huge. But you could just buy like all of that. That leaves him at 940. And so the general idea is anything with no weight we would buy out, and then we would just continue to get weapons to trade things. But every trade is still losing me money. It's important to recognize that. And unless finishing a quest fixes that problem, we...
the communists have an organ behind their eyes that converts salt water into fresh?
Yeah. I was gonna sell that Cattleman cowboy hat, but whatever. And the game has crashed. Which, yeah, makes a perfect time to end this episode. I was just going to go back into the cuckoo's nest and grab all those toasters. I think I may just do that off screen. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and keep on watching. Thanks.